All right. Hey, everybody. This is meteorologist Joe Martucci here. I am streaming on my Facebook page. We are on Jersey Shore Hurricane News' Facebook page, and we are getting into our severe weather time for what has already been an active day at the Jersey Shore. We've had flooding across the area. We've had flooding in northern parts of Monmouth County first. In fact, we take a look at what happened here. We had flooding on Route 36 in Middletown blocking the roads. We have heavy rain coming down at Brick and Toms River and Seaside Heights saw that too. And now we're getting into more of the severe weather time where you're looking at this area here. Let me see if I can draw it for you. This area here, that's a severe thunderstorm that will be making its way into New Jersey. In fact, it already has made its way into Western Cumberland County. So we're streaming with you here on meteorologist Joe Martucci's Facebook page. We're on Jersey Shore Hurricane News as well. Shout out to Justin, who runs the page. We were in communication earlier. We said, hey, why don't we do this and give it a try here? And Justin does a tremendous job, and always appreciate what he does for the shore. So first, what I want to show you is just what's happened so far. Where have we been? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this radar, and we're going to move over to a feature that, if you look over here, it's going to show our storm total precipitation. In fact, I'm going to show you a different version of that because it'll be a little bit better. And I'll say there's one issue we're having, which is the radar. The main radar for New Jersey is actually down. It went down as soon as those storms went overhead. We're not exactly quite sure what the situation was, but we can get an idea of what the rainfall totals were in the area. So, we saw Seaside Heights getting around an inch. I think this is underdoing it by a significant amount, and I'll tell you why. We're going to switch radar locations in just a second here. Let's get over to what we call OKX. Maybe we can switch over. Maybe we can't. Maybe we can. Okay, yeah. Fort Dix radar. We can switch over to it. This was as of 4 o'clock. And now this is still okay for places like in Highlands here. Look at the rain we had. It's at the top. We saw 1.5 inches, 1.4. There were some higher amounts. If we show you a different, what's called storm total precipitation, now you start seeing 2.8. They have a flash flood warning there. And here's a look at some of the, as I flip it back to the radar, and I'm going to show you what it looked like. Because remember, the Fort Dix radar, the main radar, is down. We'll show you what's happening. Well, let's see if I can show you what's happening. Excuse me. And in Delaware, my apologies for that. This is the current radar. Let me show you some of the issues here. NJDOT reported flooding on Route 36. All lanes were closed in Middletown. Now, we go over to Highlands. There's been a significant amount of flooding in Highlands itself. So there's Atlantic Highlands, and then there's Highlands. And then in Middletown, over on 35 northbound, all lanes were closed there, south of Oak Road. We go a little bit further, Route 36 in Highlands at Linden Avenue closed in both directions. If you went to my Facebook page, I have a photo of what that flooding looked like. Police were making a water rescue. They took a dog and a human out of the car. And then we go further south, and what we saw here, and someone commented, a tornado. It wasn't a tornado. Well, Angelica's saying a tornado in Toms River. That is not confirmed. We do not know that to be true yet. But in Ocean Grove, which is part of Neptune Township, we had a water spout offshore there. So the National Weather Service will look to see if there was a tornado that went offshore and became a water spout, but we don't believe that to be the case now. Lake Como, this is in Monmouth County. All lanes were closed north and southbound on 35 at Route 31. We go to Manasquan on 71 itself. All lanes closed north and southbound. So this was over the past couple of hours here. And then in Seaside Heights, flooding on North Bayview Avenue heading to Seaside Park. So we've seen the flooding rain so far. And we've seen, somebody observed precipitation amounts in the Raritan Bay Shore, so Highlands, Atlantic Highlands, Hazlitt, to be about 2 to 3.5 inches of rain. And in fact, the rainfall intensity, so how quickly it's fallen in, let's say, an hour, we've seen 5-inch per hour rainfall rates. Not that it rained 5 inches, but if you took what was raining in a half hour, 2.5 inches, and move that to an hour, that's 5. That is tremendous rainfall. It's less than a 1% chance of occurring in any given year. So we got a couple of comments here. We have rain over in Ortley Beach from Larry. Debbie said freehold pouring with loud thunder. Yeah, you are getting this cell over here. That's coming into freehold right now. Angelica, yeah, sure. You can send me a photo, send me a DM on my Facebook page, not Jersey Shore Hurricane News, is my Facebook page for that. And now let's take you a little further south. What's happening in places like Cumberland County here? So the Delaware Bay Shore now getting the brunt of the storm in terms of who in New Jersey is seeing this now. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cumberland County here. Now, the National Weather Service is saying, hey, we could see 60-mile-an-hour gusts with this. There has been, these storms have had a history of, being severe, especially this guy here. Down in central Delaware. Now, what's going to happen is, I'm going to see if I can change the color to maybe red. What's going to happen is this is going to move east into Cape May County. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The question is, what happens when it goes over to Delaware Bay? If you follow me, you know we talk a lot about the Cape May bubble, and there is proof, real scientific proof, that Cape May County sees less thunderstorms a year and less rainfall a year than even the rest of South Jersey, let alone the rest of the state. So there's a lot of power in this storm now. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Will it fizzle out over to Delaware Bay? A lot of times it does. We'll see what happens. Let's see if I can click out of this for you. Here we go. Here we go. We'll play a loop, show you what's going on here. So Cape May County, over here with the peninsula there. And we have this storm that's rolling into there. Now, what we want to look for, and we're going to do this in real time because I have not looked at it yet here, is there any rotation going on with the storm? So we're looking at our velocity scan right now, which shows the speed at which the rain, in this case, rain, could be snow, is going to or from the radar. So in this case, we'll turn back on the marker here. Here is our radar site. That's in Dover, Delaware. We're looking at green. That's going towards the radar. Kind of a bad drawing, but there we go. And red, which is heading away from the radar. The National Weather Service has not made this a tornado warning, but if you go in further and closer into this, I will tell you there is what we call shear or change of wind directions with height with this storm. And we've seen some gate-to-gate shear, which means that there's been just very large changes in the wind speeds in a short amount of time. Now, this could mean, rain that's going towards the radar and rain that's going away from the radar like it is here. Now, I think there's probably some rotation happening in this storm. Rotation does not mean a tornado. A tornado means the rotation came to the ground. Either way, there's very strong winds with this. Let me see if I can inspect this. Yeah, we're looking at winds, where it's picking up the rain. So it's not at the surface, but maybe a couple 2,000 feet high. Winds are 50 to 55 miles an hour here. And then going to the radar, it's 35, 40. All this being said, this is going towards Cape May County. So if you're watching this in Cape May County or you're vacationing in Cape May County or whatever, you have about 30 to 45 minutes before this comes to you. It might not look the way it looks now. It might be weaker, but it's coming your way. Now, if we go up to Ocean County, I know we have a lot of people tuning in Ocean County. Can't really see all that much because we're a little further away from the radar, but we do see some stronger winds with that there. So that's called the velocity scan radar. And it's a good tool to see if there are tornadoes. What we can do too is we can go to 3D. See if we can do that. Here we go, 3D. So this is a 3D look at the radar. Pretty cool. This isn't going to tell you, it's not going to tell you much about like the rotation of the storm, but it's definitely going to tell you where the heaviest rain is and where the thunderstorms are really popping off. So let me loop this. Let me play this for you on a loop, and you can kind of see it rising up here. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get back to there. Where it's rising up. Here we go. Let's see. Can we get 3D going? Maybe we can. There we go. Cool. All right. So that's our look right now. look at what's happening here, those a taller thunderstorm than what's happening here, which means that what's happening over Freehold is very strong right now. The storm that's over Freehold is very strong at the current moment. And that is going into places like Tin Falls and like Ocean Township, Asbury Park, Wall Township as well. So it's getting towards the beach. It's already been wet there. But now this is more the severe weather threat. We do have a flooding threat still, but now we're adding the severe weather threat to this. So we got a lot of comments about heavy rain, thunder, crazy lightning. Raquel says in Seaside Heights it's happening there and in Ortley Beach. Maria says in Belmar it's doing that. Dorian says in Tom's River it's doing that now. And yeah, that's what we're seeing. Excuse me. That's what we're seeing on our radar. We can also take what's called a volumetric scan of the radar. See if it builds it up for us here. It might take a little bit. Well, looks like it's not going to necessarily work. Let's see. Hold on. I'm hoping this works for us. This is a cool way of seeing where this is good for rotation if I can get it to work. It looks like it's not going to work with us right now. So I apologize for that. Let's see if I can close it. We'll just go back to the regular radar and we'll take a zoom out and show you kind of what's happening on the broader scale of things. We do have out in Western Pennsylvania. We do have a tornado warning out here near Johnstown, Pennsylvania. We do have more thunderstorms with this line. And if you take a zoom out, I'm going to turn off the counties because it gets a little too much here with the counties at this zoom. So let me see here. We take out the counties, right? We do have two lines of severe weather with this. And I was saying this, if you were following me, I was saying this, and John Rocco, who works with me, also was saying this morning. We have two lines of thunderstorms that we need to worry about. We have this line, which is over us now, and then this line, which is, in Western Pennsylvania and in West Virginia. Now, it probably will end up that the line we're in now is the stronger of the two. So if you don't see anything severe over the next hour or so, what's going to happen in this line, the line out in Pennsylvania, this one here that I drew, is not going to, more than likely not going to be as significant. I can't say never, but because this is probably going to happen, this stuff here is going to happen close to or after dark. The sun goes down. We lose that instability in the atmosphere and it weakens some of the storms. So that's what we have going on. Let me know what questions you have. Drop me a line here in the chat. What can I answer for you? Whether it's about the severe weather or the smoke, we could talk about that too. Appreciate Justin Osceola for having me on Jersey Shore Hurricane News' Facebook, as well as mine. We are sponsored by Finally Dry Waterproofing. Finally Dry Waterproofing. If you're tired of water in your basement or crawl space, trust Finally Dry Waterproofing's family-owned company to fix it right. We install permanent drainage solutions guaranteed for 2 ownerships with no limit. Get your free inspection at finallydrywaterproofing.net. All right, so I think we got actually some new storm damage reports here. Yellow Blank Road in Freehold is flooded. That's a report that just came in. And wires down in Tom's River. This came in 2 hours ago. This isn't actually Lakehurst, my fault. But wires down around the intersection of Orchard Street and Union Avenue. So that's what we have going on here. We have some new flooding reports. Let's get all the way down to Seaside Heights. We got some flooding reports. 35 and 37 closed. Well, that's a big one there in Seaside Heights due to flooding. So the flooding has been substantial on the barrier islands. And, when you have a barrier island here at the Jersey Shore, it's built up. So there's not a lot of paths for that water to go because we have so many driveways and sidewalks and roads. There's not a lot of space for that water to, the rainwater to get out. We have, of course, the towns have outfall pipes and pumps and things like that, but it's still a lot of water that's coming down in a short period of time. Angelica, you can go to my page, which is, if you look at the top there, that's Joe Mart WX. Go there on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, wherever you want, and send me a message there. I'll certainly take a look at it, maybe during this broadcast, but maybe afterwards as well. So again, taking a step out of what we could see, we have 2 lines here. We're in the first line right now, second line all the way out to the west. We continue to track what's happening here in Delaware for our friends in Cape May County. I'm going to pull this up. I'm pulling up a little bit of information from the National Weather Service. We're going to see if we can give an idea for this. So this is important. We have, okay, this came in for the Weather Service. This thunderstorm that's in Delaware here, this is a destructive storm. It actually says it there. So when you look at severe thunderstorm warnings, there's 3 levels. There's base, considerable, and destructive. When you get to destructive, that's when your phones, start blaring with the beep noise as it comes through because of how significant this storm is. And this is because the maximum winds indicated with this are 80 miles an hour. And remember, if we go back to the velocity scan for you here, which shows how fast the winds are moving to and from the radar, you can see, we showed you on that inspection tool here. Well, it kind of died down a little bit, but we were able to pick out some 50s. This is not indicative of the whole storm. It's only taking a snapshot of one area, but there are strong winds with this. I have no doubt about it. But what we're seeing already a little bit, watch those greens. Watch what happens with the greens here. See how they were bright and now it kind of got into a more muted green? That's showing weakening here a little bit. Now, it's possible, we don't know yet, we'll know in a few minutes, that because it's getting close to the radar site, which is literally this circle here, and the green is here, it might actually it's maybe not necessarily weakening. It's just as it gets like parallel to the radar site, it's not really going towards or from it. It's just kind of parallel to it. That's a insider weather thing. But what we're going to pay attention to is what happens when this area pops out till right about here. And then we have a good idea. If it ends up being very bright by the time we get to here over to Delaware Bay, Cape County is in for significant winds as we get towards 6:30 p.m. or so, maybe 6:30, 6:45. We'll continue to watch that for you here. Let's see what else we can answer for you. We have a bunch of comments on Facebook, and we appreciate that. And we are brought to you on my company, Cup of Joe Weather and Drone. You can follow me at JoeMartWX, as well as Jersey Shore Hurricane News' Facebook pages as well here. And appreciate everyone tuning in here on this Saturday night. We have Angela says, Morgan Wallen tonight in Baltimore, Maryland. Is it even a possibility? That is a good question. I really covered the Jersey Shore. We can take a quick look at Baltimore. It's clearing out. Is it a possibility? I do think it is a possibility because if we go out a little bit further west, we can kind of look at the radar near Pittsburgh. Baltimore right here, most of these storms are coming in from the northwest. I mean, you're talking not much there. You might dodge them all. So my thought is right now it's possible. Jennifer has another concert at City Park. I'm assuming you mean City Field, where the New York Mets play. Can it be okay? Again, I mean, it could, especially if this stuff stays without lightning. There's no lightning with it now. If that stuff has no lightning and we kind of zoom out, you could be okay. So that's the story. Jeannie says, high winds in Monmouth County. We have seen some higher winds in Monmouth County, but the strongest winds have been over further south into Delaware here. Let me pull up, see if I can pull up anything from the New Jersey Mesonet. That's njweather.org, in case you're wondering. And let's look at our wind speeds. Do we have anything significant? Nothing really significant. The high gust I see in Monmouth was 31 in Seagirt. That's not really severe. We had a 34 in Lower Always Creek in Salem County. Nothing too significant with the wind just yet. How's Atlantic City looking? Ruby, how is Atlantic City looking? Well, we go to Atlantic City on our radar, and you are currently raining. I know you know that if you're in AC. We are going to watch to see what happens with this cell here, but essentially you do have rain until the back edge of this pulls away, and you're talking about another hour's worth of rain in Atlantic City. And you're welcome for everybody who said thank you there. Yeah, this tornado, this is not confirmed. I am not the National Weather Service. Only they can concern. Only they can officially declare it a tornado or not. If someone wants to point to me to where the picture is, I will take a look at it live for you here. But I don't know anything I can't tell you there's a tornado there. I just don't know. Betty says lightning and thunder in Egg Harbor City coming from Hamilton. Yep, sounds about right. Antonio says the sun is out in Swedesboro. All right. Yeah, sun's out in Swedesboro. Yeah, we had that too where I am in Monmouth County. Kind of went away, but it's back. Or it's out, but it was back. The sun was back. Janice says, is it over in Tom's River? No, you're going to see more rain. I just don't think you see as significant as what we saw before here. Patrick, if I won't let you post it, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to my Facebook page at JoeMarkWX and send me a direct message with it, either the link or the or the photo itself, and I'll take a look. I have my inbox open there on Facebook. I can check it out. Why Angelica says, why would there be hail and brick? Short story is it's a powerful storm. When you have a powerful storm, there's a lot of upward motion. Water that goes up, water droplets that go up into the atmosphere freeze into ice. Once that ice becomes too heavy for those what we call updrafts or that vertical motion, it falls out as hail. That's what happens there. Going forward in Trenton, so you are about to get rocked with a storm in about 10 minutes or so. After that, you're dry for a few hours. Again, taking a zoom out, and we're just looking at radar now, not doing anything too special with this, but there's two lines. There's this line here, which we are currently in. Then there's another line that's out here. I know you can't see it, but I promise you it's there. That other line is going to come in maybe, if we're talking about the Jersey Shore, 9 o'clock or so to about midnight. Really right now, the attention's on what's happening here. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Monmouth County. And with this, we are expecting wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. And now we have the current radar there. It's passing through. Still have the possibility of strong winds. Remember, we're kind of flying a little bit blind right now because the radar site, let's go back here. The radar site in Fort Dix, which is the main New Jersey radar, is down. So I have to use other radars, which can cover it decently, but not great. Monmouth County, my apologies. The Fort Dix radar showed that rain near the coast. This is the real deal here, where it's just about to get into Tinton Falls, just about to get into Long Branch. And if you're in Freehold or Howell or Colts Neck, you know what it's been like over the past 5-10 minutes with this storm. Just looking at some other comments here. Again, any questions, happy to answer. Sin Lulu says, thank you for everything. You're welcome. For any storms coming into western Monmouth County, is there a chance they will intensify or stay as they are? Looking at the storms going through Philly. Yeah, let's take a look there. So what she's asking is, are these storms here going to impact? I'm just drawing a rough line. This area right there. Yeah, depending on where exactly you are, I don't know if you're in like Roosevelt or if you're in Allen, oh my gosh, Roosevelt or Upper Freehold, for example. Yeah, I don't, as far as intensification of them, let's just take a loop through this again. They are intensifying. There is a possibility of strong winds. Definitely heavy rain for a period of time and then some strong winds. What does Tom's River look like? Got a question there. Well, you just got some heavy rain and strong, probably some gusty winds, but definitely heavy rain there. You have a flash flood warning right now, which means between 1 to 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. And there could be a little bit more there, but I don't see any more like heavy rain coming to Tom's River. You guys are pretty much good. I'm going to pause this. I hope you guys can see the map. It's not always the best how the map looks and see where you are. I hope you can take a look at it. I'm going to try to turn the counties back on to give you a little better of an idea. If you're looking at the Jersey Shore, if you're like from about Seaside Park to LBI, I think you're done with the heavy rain. It's still going to rain, but you're done with the heavy rain. Tuckerton, yeah, I just answered that question there. That's good. Is Cumberland County going to be okay? Yeah, it did weaken a little bit here. We dropped a severe thunderstorm warning, and look what happened. Remember, we were watching that one in central Delaware right here. It fizzled out as it moved east. Still raining, but it lost that really bright orange and red. So I think, Cape May County, you're going to get heavy rain for 15, 20 minutes, but I don't expect you to get damaging winds or a tornado from this. We'll continue to look at it, but I don't see that right now. We do have to watch for this thing in Maryland back further to the west, but I'm telling you, it's like clockwork. It's very hard for Cape May County to get severe weather because of the Delaware Bay, and because it's relatively cooler than land, it can actually stabilize the atmosphere, which is what's happening there. Thoughts on northern New Jersey for the rest of the night? Now, I'm going to say North. I don't know if you've watched me before, but I'm going to tell you this is where North Jersey is in my mind. Runs right about here, right along 78. Got to do that. That's North Jersey to me. So if we're looking there, you are expected to see some additional rain. We'll see if you can get any severe weather a little bit longer. I just don't see that. I don't really see that. I think you'll get more rain. I just don't think you'll see severe weather. Elaine says, is this live? I am super live. It's 6:09 p.m. and we are on with you here at Jersey Shore Hurricane News, as well as meteorologist Joe Martucci's Facebook page. I am Joe Martucci, owner of Cup of Joe Weather and Drone, the Jersey Shore's largest and top weather brand. We are all meteorologists here. Justin, Jersey Shore Hurricane News, that's my guy right there. Does a great job for you as well. He's a weather buff. You're always in good hands with Justin, and appreciate working with him this evening to keep you informed of what's happening at the Jersey Shore. So now we have a severe thunderstorm warning in eastern Monmouth County, most of it at least. So Elaine, if you're in Lisa, Shrewsbury, you're in that severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not too far away from you, actually. I'm not in Shrewsbury, but I'm a couple towns over, and we are getting some thunder right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but we are getting thunder, heavy rain, potential for damaging winds with this, but I have not seen any strong winds with this storm yet. Waretown, we'll go down to Waretown. I think you're just seeing plain rain for it. I think you're in the clear in sense of no severe weather or flooding rain for at least the next 3 hours. I think you're okay there. Freehold, Cat, and Freehold, you still have to be aware of, let's pause this storm here that's going to you. That's a bad star, but you get the point. You are right there. That's coming your way. Probably about a half hour. And then after that, I think you're okay for a little bit, for a couple of hours after there. Kevin, what's DJs like? I mean, listen, there's always, you're not even able to hear the lightning with the music at DJs. If just stay in DJs, you'll be fine. Getting to DJs, though, looks to be a problem because Belmar at 422, Lake Como, technically, Route 35 was closed both directions at 71. You're getting heavy rain now. Just stay in DJs. I think you'll be okay. All right. Is Hazlitt done for today? No, you're not. So Hazlitt is right here. You got to watch for this. It's moving. So I can draw this, actually. It's moving that way there. So that's what we have going on there. I'm going to also look on my Facebook page. Do we have any other questions? Oh, we have Patrick Ford. Huh. Yeah, okay, so this is... I'll pass this to the National Weather Service. I don't know. That kind of looks like AI a little bit to me. I mean, I'm not going to say for sure. Let me pass this along to the Weather Service. This is the thing with AI. I mean, I use AI all the time, but I just think it looks... I don't know. We'll see. I just passed it along. I'm not super certain on that. We'll keep looking. All right, let's get to my Facebook page. I just want to answer it. Yeah, someone says could be AI. I think it is. You can post that link in the chat if you want. Maybe some other people could confirm. I mean, either it is or it isn't. I mean, it looks like a tornado. I'm just going to say that. But I don't know if it actually is a real tornado or an AI tornado. John says, big boomers here in Neptune. John Fisher says, star rating in EHT, Egg Harbor Township. Christina, what's going on in Hamilton? Well, you are about to get some heavy rain and possibly some strong winds coming your way. You are about here-ish. You are just on the edge of these storms. That'll probably come for about 15 minutes or so, 30 minutes. And then you're dry for, honestly, you could be dry for the rest of the night, but we are going to keep in mind what's happening further west because, again, there's two lines of this. The National Weather Service, by the way, Mike Lee, who I went to Rutgers with, also, by the way, said they have not heard any reports of a tornado there. So they'll look at it. I tend to think it's AI. I do, but I wouldn't put money on it just yet. Yeah. Someone else just said looks fake to us. Yeah. Weather Service thinks it looks fake. I'm going to say that's fake. All right, but remember, so we zoom out here and we have two lines of thunderstorms. We have the current one we're in now, and I say thunderstorms. I know some of you are seeing plain rain, but then we're also line number 2, which is right here, and there's severe weather with this as well, including there was a confirmed tornado in this red circle here with the triangle. There was a tornado in Western PA, but we're gonna, again, we're taking a closer look at what's happening at the Jersey Shore. Joni Kelly says, Cape May pouring and windy. Yep, looks to be that time for you guys. Let me get back to the radar. There we go. Yep, so you're getting close to that. Actually, it's going to get heavier, to be honest with you. Here's that strong line moving east, and we'll be tracking that for you closely. What other comments do we have? South Amboy area. Hey, listen, we're answering what's at your house. It's all thanks to Finally Dry Waterproofing as well. FinallyDryWaterproofing.net. If you need waterproofing, call them. That's Danny. Tell him Joe sent you. All right, South Amboy. So you had some flooding earlier today from Lawrence Harbor. South Amboy, you have about, let me take a closer look. You have about 30 minutes of dry time, and then it's going to start to pour there for about another 30 minutes. All right, heavy rain and thunder in Long Branch. Someone asked me the Wildwoods. Well, you're going to get some light rain shortly. Here's the Wildwoods circled right here. PJ Hondros, who is our vice president of our Surely Safe flooding consulting program for towns, lives in the Wildwoods, and I'm sure he'll text me if he sees anything significant. How's Tuckerton doing over at the seaport? Some later rain. Maybe you get clipped by this as it moves east. That would be 5 to 10 minutes of heavy rain and a gusty wind. Don't see anything too significant. What else do we have? East Brunswick, Spotswood. You have about 20 minutes before rain starts coming in. It is heavy rain for you. You're going to get this. Listen, anybody who's listening in Middlesex County, you're going to get heavy rain in some point between now and the top of the hour. You will get heavy rain. It will last for 15 to 30 minutes, and then you're dry for a while. We'll have to watch for that second line. So that's everyone in Middlesex County is the same. Doesn't matter if you're in Woodbridge, Edison, Metuchen, or Monroe. It's all going to be the same there. Waretown, plain rain. I think you're going to miss out on the heavier things. Waretown, what about here? You're going to miss out on that. This is moderate rain. This is heavy, but that's staying to the south. This is moving to the northeast. So that's what we have there. Manahawkin, same story. If you're anywhere, I'll answer this because I know really Ocean County is the core of Justin, Jersey Shore Hurricane News' area. If you are like Tom's River to like Eagleswood over to like Surf City, if you're anywhere like like Island Beach State Park down to Surf City, and then like Tom's River down to like Eagleswood, you are not expected to see flooding rain. You will see rain, you will experience it. You might get a rumble of thunder, but I'm not expecting flooding rain, and I'm not expecting severe weather to be with you either. So that's the story. It doesn't, if you're between those areas, that's what you got. Shout out to Nalida. Sorry if I got that name wrong. In Belleville. Appreciate you tuning in. And see what's going on my Facebook pages. You're welcome, Angela. Angela says thank you. You're welcome, Angela. PJ's great. He sure is. Love having him as part of our Surely Safe program. North Plainfield. All right, North Plainfield. That is right about. All right, so someone asked, what about North Plainfield? It's right about here in Somerset County. You got this guy coming your way. Not going to be long, but it'll be 5 minutes of rain fury over your area there. Done in Whiting. You're going to get more rain in Whiting, I promise you. But yeah, you're done for now. Andrea says, thank you. You're very welcome. Listen, if you're on my Facebook page, I want you to like Jersey Shore Hurricane News if you haven't done so already. If you're on Jersey Shore Hurricane News' Facebook page, I want you to give me a like too, at Joe Mark WX. Justin does awesome work with Jersey Shore Hurricane News. He kind of had a hiatus for a little bit. He is back in action, and he's got a lot of good ideas on how to save local news with community journalism throughout the country, but hopefully starting right here at the Jersey Shore. No confirmed tornadoes in Tom's River, Robert. There has been no tornado in Tom's River. If you see a photo, it is fake. It is AI. They put an AI tornado in there. Yeah, Beach Haven. Shout out Beach Haven. I was just in LBI today, actually. Not in Beach Haven. I was in Barnegat Light, giving a talk to the Barnegat Light Taxpayers Association. So I was there this morning. I'm now with you here this afternoon. And and here's PJ. PJ is in the chat. He says, hi, Joe. Hey, PJ. How's it raining over there in the Wildwoods? It looks like you might actually still be dry, but you'll be wet in maybe 2 minutes if you don't have it yet. Mike says, what about Neptune? Do they have a tornado? Good question. The short answer is not confirmed, but there was a water spout right off the beach. So there was a water spout there. Interesting comment. I'm chatting with the Weather Service. Someone from the Air Force ran it through OpenAI's detector and found the synth ID watermark indicating the image was part owned by AI. That's news to me. I didn't know you could do that with AI. Check it out. Will I see any rain in Bass River? If you're not raining yet, you're going to rain soon. Bass River Township, nice community there on the eastern edge of Burlington County. Been there a few times. You are going to get rain, and then you're going to get this rain that's going to move east and bring you a heavy downpour for like 15 minutes or so. PJ says, not much in the Wildwoods. Tracy says, great, you're on LBI. Always love being in LBI. I will be, little shameless plug if you have kids, I will be in Holgate at the Long Beach Township Field Station on, what day am I going to be there? It's going to be in August. It's a Thursday. I just don't know the date. August 6th at 10 a.m., Long Beach Township Field Station, Osborne Avenue. I'll be doing a make a weather video with the kids. So if you have kids and you're in LBI on the 9th, come on by that morning. LBI, if you just tuned in, again, for our LBI folks right here, you will see plain rain, but not heavy rain with this batch. So that's the story there. Now, we do have to watch, again, for our friends who just came on. There are 2 lines of severe thunder, there's 2 lines of rain that we're watching out for. I would like to... Well, I would like to figure this out. Let's see. All right, well, I'll just do this. So what I would like to show you is that we have 2 lines of rain, and all the white lines are counties. First line, second line. We've been saying this all day today. There's 2 rounds. You're going to get a break no matter where you are. Then we have to watch for that second round, which is right here, which is going to happen sometime starting at about 9 o'clock for the Jersey Shore. About 9 o'clock for the Jersey Shore. All right. Anything good coming for Somerset? Good's a loaded word there. Yeah. So Somerset, right about there next to the west of New Brunswick. Yeah, you're going to get a heavy downpour for about 15 to 30 minutes there. I don't see any severe winds with this. It really hasn't produced all that much in the way of wind. This has been flooding so far. Even the stuff down south, what we've been noticing is there's not a lot of wind with this, at least in New Jersey. Different story in Delaware. I just want to bring you here to show you like the potential of what could be here. There were wires down in this part of Delaware. This is Kent County. That's the middle county in Delaware. More wires down in Kent County. More wires down and more wires down. So they had a lot of wires down with what is now our storm that's moving over to Delaware Bay, and we'll get into Cape May. How's Ocean City looking? Ocean City. Well, right now you're drying out over there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't today night in Venice in Ocean City? Am I wrong? Oh no, it's next week. Okay, my bad. Next week. Yeah, you're getting this line of storms that are going to push east. Gets to you in about 7 o'clock. Strong downpour for 15, 20, 25 minutes. It leaves, and then you get this stuff here, which is just plain rain. Regular run-of-the-mill kind of rain here. Seaside Heights and Park for the evening. I will be in Seaside Park most of next week. Yeah, you're dry now, barely. You'll get more rain very soon. Not as heavy as what you just had, but you'll get more rain there. And let me go to my Facebook page here. Again, if you're on my Facebook page, follow Jersey Shore Hurricane News. If you're watching me on Jersey Shore Hurricane News' Facebook page, give me a follow too. It's our Cup of Joe weather and drone website. We are the Jersey Shore's top weather brand. We have me. We have meteorologist John Rocco and student meteorologist Maeve Resk as your on-camera weather team. We have other people as well, including my wife, who works for us too. All right, I live in Belford. What's the weather by me? Thank you. Love that. Straight to the point. All right. What's happening in Belford? Belford. That's on the Raritan Bay Shore. Right about there. You will get some heavy rain about the top of the hour for about 15 minutes. Huge downpour, possibly flooding, and then you're done for a little bit there. So that's what we have there. We also have what's happening in... We got a couple questions. Phyllis says, how about in Atlantic City? Atlantic City, you're going to get a good downpour in a little bit, but you're okay. Just some plain rain right now. What I'm going to do is in the chat, I am going to drop our latest forecast video, and I'm going to do... Ooh, hold on. I'm going to do that so you can watch. And I want you to watch. I want you to watch that because it talks about what's happening tonight too, and some things with the smoke as well. So that's what we have going on there. I dropped that in my Facebook page, meteorologist Joe Martucci Facebook page. Okay. All right. So we're going to continue. What I want to do now is I've been looking at this radar for a while, and that's great. But I want to show you some other things as well. So let me go to my well, it is PowerPoint, to be honest with you. That was me earlier. Let's go back. Okay. Let's kind of take this from the top. So we have a tornado watch in effect for all coastal counties until 9 p.m. on Saturday. That's to handle this first line of storms. They might extend it. It's possible. That's from the National Weather Service. Flood watch in effect for Ocean and Monmouth counties only until 12 a.m. on Sunday. And this has been checking out because Ocean and Monmouth counties have seen the most amount of rain. Air quality alert is in effect for all of the coastal counties today. The rain is washing away that smoke. We're going to get a little more smoke tomorrow, but it's not going to be like what it was. If we get into a tornado warning, we are talking about something that is imminent and you need to seek shelter immediately here. So you want to get inside. That's number one. Number one thing, get inside. Get to the lowest level of your home, like a basement. That's great. But what if you live in Strathmere? What if you live in Allenhurst and you don't have a basement? Well, you want to go to an interior room without windows on the first floor, hallway, closet. That's all good. Then you want to protect your head. Wear a helmet or surround yourself with pillows. Don't feel like you're too cool to do this. This is important because, you know, in a tornado, a brick could literally hit you in the head, and you don't want that. Take cover, get under a sturdy table. That's good. If the sturdy table breaks, at least it's right above you. It's not like it's going to really hurt you. If you're stuck outside, if you can't get out, if you can't get inside, do not seek shelter in your vehicle. That is not a safe place to be. You want to find a ditch, and you want to take cover in there instead. We take a look at the future cast. This is a little bit old now, but you can see 7, 8. That's that first line. Kind of checks out what we're seeing now. And then here comes line 2. Now, line 2, not as strong. And I said that a few times already. Still, though, we have the threat for wind damage and tornadoes. That's our biggest concern. And even some flooding rain. But that was when I was doing my video a little bit earlier. Now I would say probably flooding rain looks to be our biggest concern. We are in a level 3 of 5 risk for severe weather. You know, that is something that we see 1 to 3 times a year in New Jersey. So this isn't rare. This happens. And these are typically our biggest severe weather days. That being said, we have not seen much severe weather. And severe weather is classified as hail, wind damage, tornadoes. Now, excessive rainfall, this has been more on target here. Scattered flash flooding possible. We've definitely seen scattered flash flooding in Ocean and Monmouth counties. Further south, isolated flash flooding possible. That's probably where we're going to end up. So this rainfall looks really good. And here's why we're so stormy. Here comes the big weather part here. So thank you to everybody who's been listening. We're not done yet. I'm not ending just yet. But I do want to get into like the meteorology part of it. What's happening here? So we have a high pressure over the central plains, south central plains. So Oklahoma and Texas. Now, if you look at New Jersey, we're in this like purple pink area. That's showing strong winds aloft. This is about 18,000 feet high. So there's a jet streak. That's what we call it over us. And you can kind of consider that the storm track. And then we have a trough of low pressure. A trough of low pressure helps to create spin in the atmosphere, amongst other things. And that creates storms. Here's smoke in the atmosphere. Pay attention to the time and the colors. You're going to see we get gray and green. That's light smoke as we go into the day tomorrow. So that includes the World Cup. It's not going to be as hazy as it was today, but there will be some smoke for the World Cup final. This is an old 7-day, so I'm going to get out of that. And let's go back to our radar. There we go. Miss McKenna says, Joe, thank you. You're welcome. Natalie says, thank you for the update. You're welcome. We're in Seabright waiting for the worst of it to pass. Yeah. Well, as of right now, the worst of it has passed you. That's good news. But you got another round coming for you in Seabright. Let's try to move over to our Long Island radar. And, you know, listen, you got this coming your way. Let's loop this for you. You are in Seabright, the furthest north town at the Jersey Shore, right about there. Some really good restaurants, too, in Seabright, by the way. This is coming for you right there. So you're dry for about a half hour. Then rain comes for about 15, 20 minutes. Then you're done. Done until at least 9 o'clock, at least. I do think you see some rain a little bit later. Mackenzie Lee, why the change in the tornado likeliness? If you don't mind just clarifying a little bit, are you saying why I'm not too enthused with the tornadoes anymore? Just let me know there. Peggy says, rain done in Greenwich. By the way, if you haven't been to Greenwich, probably on my Mount Rushmore of favorite towns in New Jersey, Western Cumberland County, right out there. They have ye old Great Street. They have a good restaurant over there as well. And just some beautiful landscapes and some great people that live in Greenwich, Cumberland County. I have not been there this year yet. I hope to get there sometime later this year. All right, so we have flood warnings in effect for pretty much all of Monmouth County and Ocean County down to Toms River. And that's what we have going on. We take a zoom out. We have that second line. Again, this line up here, just trust me, everywhere in the pink area has some kind of severe weather. This is going to fizzle out as it gets closer to us. So that's something to keep in mind. But we'll hop on if we need to. Otherwise, I will take any final questions you guys have. I appreciate everyone tuning in on what has been our collaboration here between Cup of Joe Weather and Drone and Jersey Shore Hurricane News. We'll hope to do this a little bit more in the future here. Mackenzie just said, yes, why a lower tornado threat? It's really because I'm just kind of what we call nowcasting. So I'm kind of looking at the radar and saying, okay, well, is there anything right now over New Jersey or Delaware that screams, hey, we can get a tornado? And if we switch our radar site, again, the Fort Dix radar, the main New Jersey radar is down. There is a tornado warning right now in Delaware, but go closer to you. I don't see anything on the velocity radar, which is this here, that indicates a tornado. When you have a tornado warning, it's usually because you have this brighter red meeting near this brighter green. That's just the short version of it. In short, what's also happening is you have winds moving to the radar and away from the radar, and that's creating like this circular motion. I know I got a lot of lines there. So in Manchester, I don't really see that. Cape May County, we'll have to watch. But the thing is, I'm not as concerned because when we get later in the night, these storms that are in PA right now are going to fizzle. They're still going to come, but they're going to fizzle. And that's why I'm not too concerned. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I'm not too concerned. David Brennan says tornado rotation in Seaford, Delaware. That is where we have that tornado warning. Thank you for that. Matt says, was there a tornado in Toms River? No, that was an AI photo. Do not trust that. That was an AI generated photo. Feel free to send me anything you guys have as well. All right, we are going to tune out for now. Be sure to follow Jersey Shore Hurricane News. Give me a follow, meteorologist Joe Martucci. We are the Shore's top weather brand. We do daily forecast videos. We do plenty of social media updates. And we have a 24/7 Jersey Shore streaming weather channel that you can just turn on your TV, put it on the YouTube app, and stream it there also. And we also work with municipalities and counties, and even could be private industry on reducing flood risk. We have in-house tools that we have built, Flood Mapper and a flood dashboard, that do just that. We're not kidding. We think it's the best flood mapper in the United States, period. So give me a shout if you want to learn more about that. We will chat with you guys soon. Shout out to Jersey Shore Hurricane News. Shout out Finally Dry Waterproofing. And we'll talk with you soon. Take care, everybody.